Good morning. Tuesday, April 7th, your dynamic stretch and warm up for the day. For today's warm up, we're going to need something for balance, stool, wall. We're going to need something that you can sit on the ground, sit comfortably on the ground with. And we're going to need an open wall for some shoulder movements. And at the end, we're going to need, you may need a chair to do squats out of, or you can do so off of your stool. So if you need that stuff, hit pause, go get it, come on back. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do 4 different movements. For the legs, we're going to do all on the left and all on the right. They're 30 seconds apiece. And let me demonstrate really quickly. So we're going to do an over the hurdle. So basically the foot goes from the ground in the front, up and over, and then reverse, and then a hurdle, or over the rainbow, excuse me. Start here at 90 degrees, up and over, okay? Then we're gonna do some high knee hold with leg extensions, and then externally rotated high knee hold with leg extensions. All right, so 30 seconds apiece, 2 minutes total on the left leg, then we'll spin it around and we'll hit the other side. All right, nice and tall. Anything really relaxed, pull those shoulders down, no shrugging. All right, ready? And over the hurdle. So bring that knee up and over. As you bring that knee up really high, one, you're gonna get obviously that hip flexor to get nice and strong and active, but also you're gonna feel that glute on the opposite side activate and stabilize. Think about being as tall as you can on this right side. Think about grabbing at the ground with your feet, particularly your big toe, so we can activate that arch. We don't wanna be lazy with any part of this. Okay, now we're gonna hit those rainbows. So the hip here will start at 90 degrees, and then it won't go below 90 degrees, whether I'm going forward or whether I'm coming to the outside. Nice strong pull still, shorter range of motion, but more time under tension because it's a constant tension we're holding on the hips, both on the left and the right side. 10 more seconds. Nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it back. All right, here we go. Nice and tall, and we're gonna kick and squeeze. So we're just gonna have just a little bit of contraction at that end point, at that end range, just a slight contraction. You wanna think about being as tall as possible. If you find yourself leaning back, right yourself, pull your hips back, drop your leg a little bit when you make that extension, okay? Got about 5 seconds. Then we're gonna switch to the other side. And go ahead and rotate out. So, I don't know about you guys, but both my hips right now are, on fire. Really, really hard. No matter how often I do this or how many times I do this, does not seem to get any easier. 10 seconds, but keep working. 5 seconds. One more. Oh, God. Ay, hurts. Even though it's hard, we keep doing it, right? We're gonna get better, incrementally. Better, better, better. All right, other side. Nice and tall and strong on that left side. That right leg. And begin. Bring that leg up and over. Slow and controlled. Strong on that left side. Activate that left foot. Grabbing at the ground with those toes, activating that arch. Pulling that right knee up as high as we can to get that hip flexor going, and getting that glute on the other side nice and strong, excuse me, as we make these pulls. Okay, from here we're gonna go with the rainbows, so 90 degrees in the hip, up and over, 90 degrees in the hip, up and over, and working ourselves back and forth. Again, pull those shoulders down and back, relax through those shoulders. 10 seconds. Whew. Okay, now we're gonna hold here. We're gonna do that leg extension. So thinking from the foot through the knee, through the hip, through the shoulders. I wanna be as tall as I can, all right? Don't allow this to happen. Make sure you push those hips back into position. About 15 seconds. Strong on that left side. Kick. Nice little contraction with that right side quad. 5 seconds. right, rotate out, final 30 seconds. Suck it up and do it. Kick and squeeze. Kick and squeeze. Ooh, balance, my bad. 15 seconds. Keep that knee up as high as you can without tipping over. One more. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That hurts. Okay. So we're gonna give the hips, legs a little rest. We're gonna go to your open wall. We're gonna stand whatever length your foot is. I want you to stand about that distance away from the wall here. First and foremost, we're gonna press that lower back into the wall. Gotta keep that lower back pressed into the wall. From there, number two, we're gonna drive those elbows into the wall. Thumbs up. Trying to touch those thumbs to the wall, or trying to touch the fist to the wall. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do 30 seconds of repetitions and a 30-second hold. So we're simply gonna be rotating those arms up. We're going to be, again, lower back pressed to the wall, elbows pressed to the wall. We're gonna be pivoting around the elbow and the shoulder, pulling really strong through those shoulder blades to that midpoint on our back. All right. Repetitions and then hold, 30 seconds apiece. Lower back, elbows, and begin. So just trying to think, as I get to that end range of motion, just pause for just a second and really squeeze everything. Squeeze that midpoint on your back, really rotating as hard as we can into the walls. Trying to get that external rotation, opening up those armpits as much as we can, rotating really strong into the wall. Okay, one more rep and then we're gonna hold. So I'm gonna get to my end point here, I'm gonna stop. If I can, I'll slide my hands up just a little bit and then hold that new high point, that new end of range of motion. Continuing to press that lower back into the wall. Gotta have that lower back pressed into the wall. Gotta keep those elbows in contact with the wall. Keep pulling really strong through those shoulder blades to that midpoint on your back. If you can, you're gonna press up a little bit. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and relax. Cool, all right. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get on the ground. The next two things that we're gonna do are gonna be done out of an L-sit position, one for the hips and then one for the shoulders. So for the hip series, there's 4 different movements. We're gonna do repetitions for 10 seconds and then a hold for 10 seconds. We'll alternate right, left, all the way through. All right? So ideally we sit as tall as we possibly can, take all that slack out of our spine and support ourselves with our trunk. If we can't, if we need a little bit of help, we just put our hands behind us to brace a little bit. Take a little bit off of our back, off of our torso. So the 4 movements really quickly are just flexion, where we lift that leg up. And then we're gonna do this figure 4 where we're pulling the heel in. Then we're gonna pull everything out wide to the outside. And then we're gonna sweep, okay? So 10 seconds of reps, 10-second hold, alternating right and left all the way through, all right? Here we go. Nice and tall. We're doing repetitions of flexion to begin. And begin. So sit up nice and tall. I'm just gonna pull that leg up as high as I can. 3, 2, 1, lift and hold. So just a nice strong contraction. Continue to lift and hold. 5 seconds and then we go to the other leg. Ready? 2, 1, and left leg. You're gonna notice that one leg is gonna be stronger or a greater range of motion than the other. We're all a little asymmetrical, so. And hold, so nice and tall. We're gonna hold this for 10 seconds and then we're gonna go to that figure 4 pull, where we pull that heel in nice and tight to that upper thigh area. And here we go, we're gonna pull that heel in so my foot stays off the ground as I pull in. If for whatever reason this is giving you some pain, you can continue to do this, but just kind of slide your foot along and lift and hold. Slide your foot along the ground as opposed to lifting and pulling. Ready? And we're gonna switch and we're gonna pull in. Nice and tall as we pull. One more repetition. Then we're gonna hold that position nice and tall, pull that heel in. Again, we're gonna ideally pick it up. 5 seconds, and then we go to the wide pull. 2, 1. Now we're gonna do pull that high and outside. So I'm still bending my knee, except I'm just pulling everything out wide to this half bear sit. And hold. So nice strong position. Pull that out nice and tall. 3 seconds. And we'll switch repetitions. So I'm pulling this out high and wide, bending that knee, and pulling everything out as wide as it'll go. And we're gonna hold position, nice and tall. 5 seconds, and then we're gonna go to that sweep, that right leg sweep. And switch. So here, as I'm sweeping, again, if this is giving you some pain, whatever, we can just kind of drag, slide the foot along, and we're gonna hold. Just slide it along the ground as opposed to lifting it and pulling it up. And switch, final one. Ready? And hold. So picking that thing up and holding nice and strong. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and relax. Okay. This next L-sit series is for our shoulders. If holding that static position, if you had your hands behind you on the last one, then this is going to be really challenging to do so without having some sort of support or some sort of modification. So what you might do is you might bend your knees a little bit when we do this shoulder portion. You might let your legs kind of drop out to the side and give you just a little bit more range of motion to your hips. You can sit on like a really small stool, again, to give your back a little bit of relief. All right, so what we're gonna do T's, W's, overhead, swimmers, and O's. So I'll start out here nice and tall. I'm gonna put my arms out to the side. I'm gonna make fists. I'm gonna pull my arms back behind me as much as I can. I want you to think about your arms being screwdrivers, and the shoulder blades is kind of the base of that screwdriver. Here is out the tip of it, and we're going to be full rotations from the shoulder blades all the way out to the tips, all the way out to the hands. And we're just gonna be externally rotating here, opening up those armpits, and then internally rotating. And then externally rotating, really pulling really hard through those shoulder blades, and internally rotating, externally rotating really strong through those shoulder blades, internal, and one more, external and internal. Okay, now we'll come to the flex position here. We're going to pivot around the elbows and the shoulders, keeping the elbows at shoulder height, rotate down and in, up and back. Down and in, up and back. One more, down and in, and up and back. Good. Okay, now we're gonna do overheads. So just change my position here. So we pull my hands in, pull everything back, continue to pull, squeeze back as you press to the overhead. All right, ready? And press to the overhead position. And then pull down and back as we come down. 1, pull back and push up. Pull back and pull down. 2 more, or 1 more, excuse me. Pull back and push. Pull back and pull down. Good. Okay, now we're gonna do swimmers. So with both hands to the overhead position. Actually, I take that back. We'll go one hand, we'll go right arm across, and that left arm is gonna be doing the swimming. So thumb back, then we're gonna rotate here at the shoulder, and we're gonna backstroke, backstroke, backstroke all the way to the ground. Thumb hits the ground, lift pinky up, rotate, crawl stroke, crawl stroke, crawl stroke, back to the top. Drive back, externally rotate, backstroke, 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 good. Lift pinky up, rotate over, crawl stroke, good. Okay, right side, thumb back, rotate that thumb forward, palm out, backstroke, 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 rotate it till the thumb hits the ground, lift pinky up, rotate over, crawl stroke, good. Thumb back, then we're gonna thumb forward, palm out, backstroke, backstroke, all the way to the ground, thumb hits the ground, lift pinky up, rotate over, cross stroke, back to the top, good, okay. 2 O's, both at the same time, thumbs back. Now we're gonna rotate, thumbs forward, palms out, circle back, good, lift pinkies up, rotate over, big butterfly stroke back to the top, drive those thumbs back, rotate those thumbs forward, palms out, big backstroke, hit the bottom, lift, pinkies up, rotate, and then big butterfly stroke back to the top, and relax, good. Okay, final thing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 5 different movements, each for 30 seconds each. So the first thing that we're going to do is a bottle rock. So we're going to need the mats for this. So it's going to be a bottle rock hold. So you're going to position your knees fairly wide, and I'm going to have my heels out on both sides. Okay, I don't want to let my heels collapse in. I want to make sure that everything goes out. Okay. From here, I'm going to have my hands out in front of me. I'm going to have my belly nice and tight and maintain a neutral spine. And then from there, we're going to push back, and we're trying to sink your butt down as much as possible. But we don't want to, as we're rocking back here, we don't want to allow for that flexion to occur. I want to maintain neutral spine, core nice and tight, and just continuously sit my butt back. We're going to go for 30 seconds. And begin. So yeah, a big thing is maintain that neutral spine position. If you need to make it a little bit harder for yourself, just move your feet out, but make sure we're pushing those heels out as we drop down. Continue to push back into position, really trying to reach your butt back. Try and maintain that neutral spine position as best as you can. Continue to push those heels out. Don't let those heels collapse in. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, okay. So we're gonna do 3 movements from the bear crawl position. One's gonna be a bear crawl bottle rock. Then we're gonna do bear crawl shoulder taps, bear crawl mountain climbers, and we're gonna finish off with some squats. So with the bear crawl bottle rock, here I'll have my knees more or less underneath my hips. I'm gonna push up into the bear crawl position with my knees just off, and then we're just gonna sink back into this position, trying to push my butt back towards my heels. 30 seconds. Ready? Go. So again, just sinking my butt down towards my heels and just getting that good stretch in the knees. Holding that position, 15 seconds. Keeping those knees close to the ground, just sinking your butt down towards your heels. Knees are off the ground just a little bit. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. So we're gonna do shoulder taps and then mountain climbers. Yeah. So from this position here, and we'll do one right after the other. So shoulder taps. All right, let me turn towards you guys, and then I'll just demonstrate the mountain climbers real quick. So from this position here, just driving up to the knees, and that's really short range of motion. All right. So we're gonna do one right after the other. Ready? And begin with those. If holding from the bear crawl position is too challenging for you, you can always just do so from the plank position. So we're just going opposite, right hand to left shoulder and left hand to right shoulder, trying to maintain balance as I pick one hand up and touch the other shoulder. All right, one more on each side. Okay, now we're gonna go into the mountain climber variation of the bear crawl. So I'm just gonna drive my knees up towards my elbows. Drive the knees up to the elbows. Continue to push away from the ground nice and hard. 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. All right. We're gonna finish up with time check. All right. We're gonna finish up with 30 seconds of squats. So if you need your chair, get your chair. If not, we're gonna do our squats. All right, ready? And begin. So feet, shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. Just dropping to a good depth. Really grabbing at the ground with your toes, activating your arches, driving your knees out to activating your glutes when you drive your knees out. Sitting into your hip creases. Keep your chest up. Pull your shoulders down and back. Let's do 2 more. And good. Cool. All right. There you have it. The link to the workout is in the description. So, yeah, get after it. Have a good day.